Okay, let's just imagine for a second that it's the year 2045. A frantic father rushes into a hospital carrying his young daughter. She has a really high fever. Every single second feels like an entire hour. You can picture the scene, right? Doctors and nurses are moving incredibly quickly, scrambling to get ready and assess the situation. But here's the wild part. Something else begins working even before the very first physical examination takes place.
It's a completely terrifying, high-stakes medical emergency. She's struggling to breathe. Now, in these critical moments, human medical professionals are operating at their absolute peak capacity. They are relying on their training, their gut instincts, and whatever limited information they happen to have right in front of them in that exact moment. That's just the reality of emergency medicine today.
But wait, in this 2045 scenario, there's a whole hidden network operating right behind the scenes. An invisible team of agentic AI systems quietly comes to life. One AI agent immediately pulls and reviews her entire medical history. Another instantly checks her recent laboratory records. A third agent is already comparing her exact symptoms with literally millions of documented medical cases from all around the world. And at the exact same time, another agent is monitoring available ICU beds, another is prepping emergency equipment, and yet another is alerting the nearest pediatric specialist. It's like a perfectly choreographed dance.
Within mere moments, the medical team has this perfectly organized mountain of information that previously would have taken precious, life-saving time to gather. Now, to be clear, the doctors still make the final diagnosis. The doctors still choose the actual treatment. But the path to that crucial decision, it becomes dramatically faster and far more informed. Which really brings us to a pivotal question for today's explainer. Could this actually become the future of healthcare?
Let's dive right into Section 1, the medical knowledge problem. To really grasp why we even need this kind of technology, we have to look at the historical foundation and, honestly, the absolute biggest limitation of medicine right now. For centuries, medicine has obviously depended on human knowledge. But today, we're facing a massive problem of scale. Millions. That is the sheer volume of new scientific findings that researchers publish every single year. It is an absolute tsunami of data. We're talking about an endless stream of new treatments, new diagnostic methods, and brand new medicines. I mean, it is physically impossible for any human doctor to sit down and read every single paper, right? No hospital, no matter how well-funded or well-staffed, can instantly organize every single piece of that information alone. The human brain just cannot process that level of cognitive overload.
Which brings us to Section 2, the invisible AI team.
So imagine a patient arriving with a really rare condition. How on earth do we instantly connect the dots? Well, by distributing the heavy lifting to highly specialized AI agents. You've got a research agent scouring global medical literature in seconds, an imaging agent dissecting X-rays and MRI scans for microscopic anomalies. Meanwhile, a laboratory agent is reviewing the blood test results, and a medication agent is double-checking for any possible drug interactions to prevent catastrophic side effects. At the very same time, a scheduling agent is coordinating the necessary specialists, while a monitoring agent watches the patient's condition nonstop. They are rapidly organizing information that once took days or even weeks to gather. It's a real game changer.
But here is the really crucial part. The AI isn't replacing the doctor. No way. Think of it like this. Each AI agent just contributes one piece of a massive puzzle. The physicians take those perfectly organized puzzle pieces and combine those insights with their own hard-earned experience, their clinical judgment, and, incredibly importantly, their actual human conversations with the patient.
Moving on to Section 3, expanding reach and prevention. The real magic of this technology actually expands way beyond the walls of massive mega hospitals. Picture a small rural clinic, maybe hundreds of kilometers from a major medical center, where highly specialized doctors just aren't always available nearby. Agentic AI steps in to help organize information, prepare clinical summaries, and support real-time communication with top-tier medical experts in those larger hospitals. The technology helps extend that world-class expertise to the furthest corners of the globe, while local people continue delivering the vital hands-on care.
And, this completely flips how we view preventative care, too. Imagine you're just wearing a smartwatch that quietly tracks your heart rate, your sleep patterns, and your physical activity continuously. Over time, an AI health agent might notice a gradual, super subtle pattern change. Nothing dramatic, right? But just enough of a blip to recommend scheduling a routine checkup. Perhaps the doctor finds everything is perfectly normal. Or perhaps an early medical issue is discovered long before it becomes serious. That early detection, catching it before it becomes an emergency, can quite literally be the difference between life and death.
All right, Section 4, smarter hospitals, protected patients.
Because it's not just about direct patient care, right? The hospitals themselves actually become fundamentally smarter. Behind the scenes, you've got an inventory agent tracking vital medicine supplies so they never run out, an equipment agent monitoring multi-million-dollar MRI machines and surgical gear, a staffing agent helping to seamlessly coordinate incredibly complex work schedules, and an emergency agent actively predicting periods of high patient demand. By letting AI handle all these background logistics, healthcare professionals spend drastically less time managing spreadsheets and clipboards and so much more time actually caring for patients.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. What about privacy? And you're absolutely right to wonder, because medical information is basically the most deeply personal data any of us have. Hospitals using these AI systems absolutely must protect patient information with the highest possible standards of security, transparency, and responsible governance. Securing this data is non-negotiable, because patient trust is, and always will be, the absolute foundation of medicine.
Which naturally leads us to Section 5, the human heart of medicine.
This brings us to a really profound philosophical core. If we're handing so much of the heavy lifting over to artificial intelligence, what happens to humanity? Well, there is a stark contrast here. Technology is incredibly cold and efficient. It organizes information, manages logistics, and accelerates research. But humanity? Humanity provides warmth and compassion. Imagine receiving really difficult news from your doctor. No AI can ever truly understand fear, hope, or love. No algorithm can hold someone's hand when they're scared. These profound, beautiful moments belong entirely to people. Technology is there to support the care. It absolutely does not replace humanity. So the crucial takeaway here is that the greatest purpose of agentic AI isn't replacing doctors. It's actually giving doctors something they can literally never create more of: time. More time to listen to you, more time to explain things clearly, more time to comfort, more time to just care. Because at the end of the day, medicine has never been only about treating a disease. It is fundamentally about caring for people. Look, artificial intelligence is absolutely going to transform how our hospitals operate behind the scenes. It's going to make decisions so much faster and way better informed. But treating people and true healing, that will always, always begin with human compassion. That human-to-human connection is completely irreplaceable. So, we've seen what this invisible team of agents can do for our bodies and our hospitals. But in our next explainer, we're going to pivot and enter the incredibly complex world of global finance. Can this exact same agentic AI manage massive investments, detect intricate fraud, protect the world's banks, and completely reshape the future of money itself? If you enjoyed this explainer and want to keep exploring the incredible future of agentic AI with us, please hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and join us for our next explainer, Episode 11. You really won't want to miss seeing how these same mind-blowing concepts apply to the global economy.
The future of healthcare may become smarter, faster, and more capable than ever before in human history, but its heart is always going to remain human. I definitely want to request that you subscribe to my YouTube channel to help support more deep dives just like this one. And as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this one final thought to chew on. If artificial intelligence eventually gives doctors the ultimate gift of limitless time, how will that change the very nature of what it means to heal? Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.